Do, do, do. Cool, cool. Mm-hmm. Let's see, in here too. And of course in my own channel as well. Cool. There we go. Creaking. Okay, let's get this a bit closer and then and mute my own stream on my side. Whoops. Okay, so let's do another eye study. We have to do a couple more. We did this one today, but we have to do a couple more just to close down the hour. There, and then there's some shading here. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. kind of like the way he talks. It's a bit fast, but to the point, and a little bit rambly. Oh, that's pretty good. There we go, let's add the shine to it. There, a little bit of there. There we go. Another one finished. I kind of rushed this one, but that's okay. We also need to add a couple of these right here. Okay, let's go to the next one. Next. Okay, it's just barely touching this part and then going up again. There we go. I hope you guys are having a good day. I know I'm not talking much and I don't have any music on, so it might get a little bit boring in that way, but I just don't want to deal with the copyright. Like, it has been a big thing currently on Twitch. Like, you can get into some real deep trouble with it, so I just don't need that. I don't need trouble, so I'd rather stay away from it. and get out the other side clear. Hey Ethnar, I'm doing pretty well. How are you? Although my sketches are getting pretty messy, but that's okay. Just warming up, doing a couple of studies before we're going to tackle the piece. You know what I'm talking about. The thumbnails I did. I'm actually excited for working on my own piece for a little bit. It's been so long since I actually took the time for any of my own personal work. Except for like the studies and stuff, but that doesn't really count towards a finished piece, right? So I'm actually looking forward to working on that sketch, the thumbnail that I did. We need to do a couple more eyes before though. So what have you been up to today, Ethnar? Yeah, you were listening to that during both your streams on repeat. So I guess the song is approved. What kind of stuff are you procrastinating on? What are you procrastinating on? What has to get done that you're not getting done? Who do I need to talk to? Study and stuff. Well, what kind of study? Like, what kind of material do you need to study? There. Do you know what kind of material you need to study? Or did you not even look that up? Did you procrastinate looking up what you need to study? There, that is good. That way for a bit. That is quite a lot. For like exams and stuff? Then you better get on that. Ha, now as someone has spoken about it to you, you actually have to do it. It was all a trap. I'm sure you will not thank me later, but you should. I drink sarcasm. There we go, and there's a little bit of lighter stuff here. And a little bit here, and a tiny bit here too. Ooh, I like that one. That is 20 minutes plus another, let's say, 10. Oh, yes. Don't worry, I'll get hungry soon again, so. So you can feed me more sarcasm. No. My water is gone. It probably isn't. To be honest, I probably just made it up. But it gets the thing across. Oh, but phone autocorrect has been wrong before. Mine is wrong constantly. Mostly because I keep typing it wrong and my phone just gives up on the autocorrect. Well, I guess it's now this spelling. Like color. Yes. Exactly. I would. Barbaric. I know. That's how I keep the attention of the viewers, by misspelling. And that's how I roll. That's where my viewer streamer interaction comes from, by misspelling words. There, and then this goes a bit more that way, and a bit dark. Well, not that dark. It's simply barbaric. How dare he? Done. Okay, let's lighten up this part here. But not with that much. There we go. That gets a little hit of light, and then there's a little bit more here. And of course a little bit in here too. This is why I love a 50% gray. Because it simply just lights up with some white. Oh, no worries, man. You really need a PC with like internet, so you can just have 3 tabs open at the same time, like me. That's how I consume my media now. 5 screens. No, I only have 2. But you get the idea. Hey, buddy. Welcome in. Great to have you. How are you? How are you? How have you been? Well, it's coming along. I have been snacking on it, to be honest. I will work on it this week, though. I know, I know. I mean, I'm assuming you mean... Yeah, I think she has seen it. I just need to find it. Hold on, let me just save this. This one. It's still in the same state. I have not been working on it much. I did say I would like bring this in a little. So probably to there. And then I need to finish off painting and shading. Yeah, and this is my theme of the week. So, wacht heel even, Bas. Okay. Yeah, like the weekly study themes help a lot. Like this week is eyes, so I've been like, if we hide all layers, zoom out a little. So my first day were these. Just some eye sketches and then adding some white to make it more, like make it pop a bit more. Then I went to these. This was a slow day. And then these, which was my previous stream. And these in between streams, and now these. So it's like every time I do eyes or do a theme, it's improving over the week. Like sitting posture, or like drawing posture, like poses. Sitting posture, okay. Yeah, I generally draw for like 40 minutes or so, and then I have to stand up, stretch, and then walk around a bit, and that kind of stuff. There we go, and then I have this line go around. Now you got me curious. Like, now actually I want to see it. I also recently found this really cool site where you can actually like draw together in, like an actual pressure sensitive site. Like you could actually make these lines on the side. So that was really exciting. So I've been trying that out, and then actually with a couple of friends of mine. So hopefully, like, I might be able to do a collab stream at some point with another artist. We just hang out and draw on that site and just try to make something. I mean, it's all like learning, right? So there's all kinds of degrees of learning, and you could have a perfectly valid flat drawing, like the flats of a drawing. So like this eye is just as, it's also an eye like this one. It's just drawn in a different style. And all it comes down to is like tons of studies. Like, I've been drawing eyes since I was since when? Oh, like actually, like body drawings, like anatomy and that kind of stuff. I mean, human anatomy in itself is a super difficult topic. Because of the sheer complexity of humans. Okay, enjoy the other stream, Adnar. Thanks for hanging out, bud. Okay, let's add the whites to this. There we go, and then a little bit of shine here. Let's go back to this layer. And then there's a couple of things we need to add to this one because of the reference. Oh. So on the reference, there is a hair that goes over the eye here. Well, not just a hair, but a couple of them. Like a bunch of hairs. And we have an eyebrow that comes from here. And it goes in this direction. There we go. Another eye done. Okay, let's do one more and then do a couple of thumbnails. Let's do this one. Let's do it to the right side of this. But have you seen the game Among Us? There we go. Now just an eyebrow in there. There we go. And that will conclude my eye studies for today, which has been an hour now, including the one that I did before the stream over there. So we're going to save this, and then we're going to open this one, and then we're going to close down a whole bunch of numbers. So I have chosen, with some help and feedback, I've chosen to do this one. Now what we need to work on, just write that in blue. Is composition. And what else was the feedback? Hold on, let me just grab the comment on it. That was in here. Okay, so the feedback I got on number 2 was too centered. So, which makes sense because like if we divide this in 2, it would be like there. So it's like not doing a good job. So we're going to get this brush back to black. We're going to resketch this thumbnail a couple of times because I want to be able to change the angle. So we have like her body going this way, hair going over her shoulder that way, arm going straight for this direction. And then fingers out here. Thumb is on that side. And then this one is more sideways. Then her butt is there. Like a leg going that way and the other leg is going out this way more. And then we have shoulder blades on the back here too. And if we do that and we keep the rest the same, compared to the picture, right? So this is straightforward, so the wall would be in perspective behind her. Ever so slightly, right? And then the composition would change to have a I could do it that way, but then I would have to have something here, like a plant or something, or just her bed head. Hold on, we can just solve this with like a little bit of tinkering in. And then a pillow or something. And then we could have lights, because I want this light to be interesting. So we have the light coming from here. I have a break line here because of a window, because this is a window. And then I kind of want it to be a slim light like this, and then hitting her on the back floor part, so probably until there. So if we do this, then that would mean that this of her would be in shadow. This side of her arm would be in shadow. This side of the arm would be in shadow. And of the fingers a bit too. That side of the head would be in shadow. And basically, like, all of this would have a slightly darker hue. But if I just end it here, I think I want to not end it here. I think I want to be able to say, cast a shadow on the wall. As light kind of also lights this up, right? So we would have her shadow, or at least a part. I want not all the way. I just illustrate it with a little bit of shade everywhere here. And then we would have her shadow. Kind of echo on the wall. Yep, neighbors are at it. Doing some work on the house or something. One thumbnail done. New layer. So what we also can do, so for this one we changed perspective and made the light source a bit clearer for the composition. However, we have a whole bunch of dead space on this side, right? Which I'm not sure if I want to use it or not. So what I'm going to do is now just use the same pose for the most part. Sitting in the same way. Having the hair the same way for now. Though I want the head slightly. So kind of that way. But then instead of having like the whole, having this part open and this part open, we kind of just specifically choose to have a more centralized composition. So if this is the center, then I want the line to be even. So this time I specifically chose to do like this is a conscious choice to do it very centralized. But then we can just put the pictures more to one side. Instead. maybe like instead of the light hitting her and the wall, it might just hit the wall and then it bounces back. So that way we will have a shape that's kind of like this. That would be light, and then we have this line to get us some perspective in this. And then we grab a bigger brush and kind of gently try to tint the rest just lightly. I don't want to overdo it directly, but I need to get an idea of what I'm dealing with. But because this is a wider wall, this would mostly be like shade right here, so not that clear. However, on the knee it would be a bit clearer. And then maybe the bed is just a shade darker. Hey Shochi, welcome, welcome, and thank you for following. How have you been? I'm just doing some light and compositional thumbnailing of the piece I selected. You know, like, I've had that struggle as well for a while. And at some point you just kind of have to be like, we'll just draw for 5 minutes. And then draw. And then just be like, maybe 5 minutes more. Oh, by the way, yeah, I'm streaming for about an hour now. 12 and 15. 12 got another vote, but this is number 2, actually, which I really liked. So 2 was my favorite, for sure. But I will end 15. Okay. So I've been marking which, like, which thumbnails people like most. And number 2, like, had my vote. For sure. And most people, like, 4 other people agree. Well, 3 other people agreed with me as well. So that just prompted me to do some more studies and see where I go with it. Thumb 202. I don't want a new folder, I want a new layer. Okay, so we did a change angle, we did a change frame and change light on both. What if we change the angle to more of a down angle? So you would have a brush, not an eraser. So you would have the bed here. And then you kind of like look up at like more of the back. I don't know how that would work. Hold on. So this is actually a shape that is going that way. And then that leg is going there. The other leg is going there. Okay, it kind of feels like a lower angle. Cool. And then we could have, this is still a central composition, but that's okay. Okay, and then we would have to have the pictures somewhere too. I feel like she's kind of looking more that way, so we're going to put the pictures here on the wall. Okay, so we have a... I kind of stay with the same, aren't I? Like... So I could have a directional light from this way that like casts light on her, like half of her, and in perspective it would hit the bed like on this part, and then this part would not be indirect sunlight. None of this would be. And then this part wouldn't be as well. Okay. Awesome, awesome. And then if we follow the same logic, it would hit that part of, well, a little bit further, I think. I think it would be there on the wall. But then it would also not hit any of that. I feel like. So if we move this down a little, and then put a frame. Should we put a frame around it? Or should we have like a fade? I kind of like to keep it like this. So I need to have some light hitting here and here on their back. Like this part too, like some of those parts. There we go. Okay, 3 pictures of the same scene so far, and all of them are, well, 4 pictures of the same scene, and all of them are slightly different, which is kind of what I'm looking for. I will be doing this for another 10-15 minutes, I think, and then I have to call it. 2_03. So what if we like change it drastically, right? So we have a rib cage, and then we have the hips right here, and then we have the leg going forward, our arm going back, same as the other arm. Well, we need to lean her back a little, hold on. Then we would actually see the side of her face, because I don't think, because if we keep the same hair, then her hair would go like here. And then we would see that part of her face. And then we have the wall that is like a little bit in front of her, in extreme perspective. Okay, so we have a corner of the room there. Border. Maybe we move that up to there. And then we have photos go into perspective on the wall. And then we could also have the light, well, the skirt would be here. It would kind of fall off there or something, hiding the crimes all there. And then if we have the light come, kind of hit her like straight on, right? So this part, and then we take that, and we have our shadow come in here. But also have her shadow be over the legs a bit. And that gives me like a reason to keep this all kind of dark. Like all of this in the background. Like sure, the bed continues and there's like a little bit of clarity on where it ends. Like it's kind of there, slightly darker, that kind of stuff. But it won't be the full. I kind of like that too. It's going a bit more 3D. Oh, this is on the same layer, isn't it? Okay. Let's lasso, cut, and paste. Thumb underscore 2. No. 2 underscore 04. Now we shrink it and bring it over to here. Cool. Since the noise will continue, this will be it for me today. I'm going to let this rest for a bit, do 4 more later this evening, but probably not stream it. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.